A lot's been said of the demise of the Ford Falcon and Holden Commodore, but Australia will soon say goodbye to yet another locally built sedan icon, the Toyota Camry. With the final update to the entire Camry range having just hit showroom floors, we thought we'd see if the four-door, four-cylinder sedan is going out on a high note. This update to the Camry range saw some equipment adjustments and, for this Atara SX version, some cosmetic changes too. The most obvious highlights are these red trim sections on the lower bumper lips at the front and the rear, which is a bit Volkswagen GTI-ish or something like that. There are new, stylish 18-inch wheels as well. There have been a number of changes made to the inside too. The 7-inch touchscreen media system now includes satellite navigation and Toyota Link mobile app connectivity. You also get DAB digital radio, and it's all hooked up to a JBL 10-speaker stereo system. You do miss out on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto though. The rear-view camera display now has dynamic guidelines to help you when you're parking, and you'll notice that the newly added rear sunshade will retract when you put it in reverse. It goes back up when you put it in drive. Those changes have had an impact to the cabin, but it's still a pretty drab affair in here. But, and it's a big but, the rear seat is still one of the most spacious of any model in the mid-size class, and the boot is huge too. The Atara SX, according to Toyota, is the sporty Camry in the range. Doesn't feel remotely sporty in here though. Maybe it can on the road. The Atara SX comes with sports tune suspension and an electric power steering system that has a faster ratio, so it should be fairly fun to drive. Fun? Well, maybe not, but it is a decent handling mid-size sedan. The suspension does feel a few of the bumps because it is a bit firmer than the regular Camry, but it's never what you'd call uncomfortable. The steering isn't as accurate as some rival cars, but it is relatively involving, and for a Camry driver, it's probably going to tick all the boxes. It is a little bit heavy at lower speeds though. You've got to watch it when you go into a parking spot. The Camry Atara SX retains the same 2.5 litre four-cylinder petrol engine with 135 kilowatts of power and 235 newton meters of torque. There's a standard 6-speed auto, and unlike those aforementioned Aussie-made icons from Ford and Holden, the Camry is front-wheel drive. Rival cars from Korea like the Kia Optima and Hyundai Sonata have 2-litre turbocharged engines in their performance variants. So the 2.5-litre naturally aspirated engine in this model probably is lacking. It's a bit behind the times. It doesn't have that low-down urge that you get from a turbocharged engine either. But with 5 people on board, the engine doesn't struggle whatsoever. The 6-speed automatic does a good job of making use of that power as well, and there's even paddle shifters if you want to take matters into your own hands. Forget the space inside, forget the way it drives, and forget that this could be the most attractive Toyota Camry ever. The best thing about this car is the price. It starts from just $33,490 plus on-road costs for the Atara SX model. And it's pretty cheap to service too. We set out with this review to see if this final update is a fitting farewell to the locally made Camry. And yes, it is. Admittedly, it's not the best mid-size car on the market anymore, but it's been consistently consistent for so long that we can understand why it's a go-to car for many buyers. We just wonder what could have been if the people in that building over there had committed to helping it remain an Aussie-made icon.